Welcome ladies and gentlemen to sqadia.com. My name is Mohammad Osama and today we're going to talk about the cord reflexes in physiology. So in this topic we're going to talk about the different type of reflexes that occur at the level of the spinal cord when we are talking about specifically neurophysiology. So we will talk about the organization of the spinal cord in terms of different type of reflexes when we want to understand them. We're also going to talk about the different type of sensory receptor organs in terms of muscles and how they are involved in reflexes, including muscle spindles and Golgi tendon organs. We are also going to talk about the muscle stretch reflex and the reflex which is because of the Golgi tendon organ, including both autogenic and reciprocal inhibition responses. We're also going to talk about the reflexes of posture and locomotion. Starting off with the organization of the spinal cord in terms of understanding the reflexes at the level of spinal cord, we're going to talk about the anterior motor neuron, also known as the alpha motor neuron, and we're also going to talk about the gamma motor neurons and interneurons, and we're also going to talk about the contribution of the sensory neurons in the organization of the spinal cord at the level of the spinal reflexes. Also going to talk about the muscle spindles, which is a sensory organ in the muscles, and we're going to talk about the structure and motor innervation of the muscle spindle, as well as sensory innervation and primary and secondary endings in the muscle spindles. We're also going to talk about the different type of responses in different types of lengthening and stretching in terms of the muscle spindle reflex, which we're going to call as static and dynamic responses. Moving on, we're going to talk about the reflex which is produced by the muscle spindle, which is known as the muscle stretch reflex, and we're going to talk about the neuronal circuitry of this reflex, also known as stretch reflex. We're also going to talk about the two different types of reflexes in the stretch reflex, which is dynamic and static, and we're also going to talk about the role of muscle spindle in voluntary motor activity and how is it beneficial in overall coordinated motor movement and activity. Also going to talk about the Golgi tendon organ and its reflex and the pathway or the neurological pathway of the function of the Golgi tendon reflex. We're also going to talk about the other reflexes at the level of the spinal cord, including the flexor reflex, also known as the withdrawal reflex, and also the cross extensor reflex and autogenic and reciprocal inhibition. So moving on, we're also going to talk about the reflexes of posture and locomotion, which we're going to talk about the postural and locomotor reflexes such as stepping and walking movements, mark time, galloping, and stretch reflexes. So that's all about the introduction in which that we are going to cover in a series of topics regarding the cord reflexes. I hope you learned something new out of it. So keep watching sqadia.com for more information on the cord reflexes and a detailed view of this lecture. And stay tuned. Thank you very much.